For us, just start with, a huge thank you to Coach Ryan, Greg Gard, their whole staff, everybody associated with Badger basketball. You understand why recruits want to come here. You understand why parents want their kids to come here, because everything that has been involved with today and the game and leading up to today has been first class. And so, it's one of those situations for our players. I told them in the locker room that, we have a lot of guys that were disappointed because, they didn't play as well as they thought they could. But they're going to look back at this at some point and go, that's a pretty great experience to play against a top 5 team in the country. Hopefully they go on and have a great year. But, it's just easy to see why they're successful. And having known Coach as long as I have, you knew they're going to be successful. But when you're involved with everybody from, the staff that has sent us emails about park here and do this and do that, and it's been a first-class experience and something that, as a coach, we appreciate. Our coaching staff appreciates it, but our players, like I said, when they get older, they'll go, hey, I had a chance to play at the Kohl Center against, an elite college basketball program, and, they can lie to their kids and say they went 8 for 10 and had 20 points against Frank Kaminsky. So it's been a great experience. I wish we would have played better. I think, in the first half, people got a glimpse of what we can be. The size inside gave us so much trouble. We were getting to the rim, but we weren't finishing plays and, those type of things. But overall, we play hard. We can play a little more efficient on offense, but this is something we can build on, and we'll get a lot better because of tonight.
How does this kind of put you for the season, going to Puerto Rico in 9 days and then the GLBC slate? How does an exhibition like this kind of prepare you for the D2 slate?
The biggest challenge for me right now is we're deeper than we've ever been. I mean, we have more good players than we've ever had, but our whole second 5 right now, and even the guys at 11, 12, 13, don't have a lot of experience. And, I'm used to probably playing 7 or 8 in the rotation and riding those horses as long as I can. And so I'm really, I'm doing a lot of work trying to figure out how we can use our bench effectively. And so that's something that we're going to have guys have to get used to. Our freshmen last year in high school, they played every minute of every meaningful game. And now we're asking them to come in and be good for 10 or 12 minutes. So that's a big challenge as a young player, and one that hopefully they can grab onto as we kind of secure our roles and they try to figure out, how to be successful in those roles.
Luke, it's going to be tough enough on the court. Then you got to come and follow Bo in the presser. It didn't make it any easier, did it?
Well, you could take the under with me on minutes. With Coach Ryan, I would pretty much say time in and time out, you're going to go over the minutes that you expect to be in here. So I'll keep it brief so we can head back to Kenosha and grab our sandwiches and get ready for practice at 7:30 tomorrow morning.
Luke, you talked about some guys that maybe could have played better tonight. Ziggy, that's not his typical game tonight. I mean, I know it's high-level competition, but usually he's better than that.
I pulled him out early in the second half when he had 2 or 3 jump hooks that were really nice moves, and they rattled out. And I just tried to keep his head in the game because he, clearly he wanted to do well tonight. I mean, it's a big stage. He played against Kaminsky in high school, and I could see the frustration boiling within him. But we just don't see 7-footers with that huge condor wingspan very often. So when he turns to shoot his jump hook or make his move at the basket, a lot of times he's bigger or at least the same size as our opponents. So that I'm not worried about that at all. I thought he made some nice moves. He took a couple quick jumpers in the first half that we talked about at halftime, and so did some other guys where we have to take better shots. But overall, I'm not worried about his performance at all tonight. I know he wanted to do better, but he's in the gym all the time. He works his butt off, and he'll be fine.
Jim.
Luke, you've seen Kaminsky from a distance, I'm sure. What were your thoughts of him after seeing him close up?
It's funny you ask that because, you watch tape, and I think this goes for most of the players on the Badgers, and you go, boy, that's a good team. And then you get up close and play them in person, and you're like, I mean, they're really good. And the thing that I love about Kaminsky is I just love his skill level. and that's obvious. But we had a plan of, okay, when he puts it on the floor tonight, we're just going to try to go at him really hard and make him at least kick it. And he did, and he had a couple threes, and our guys are looking at me like, okay, what's the next plan? And I really didn't have one, because if we don't stop him on the drive and he gets to 5 feet, I mean, he's patient. I thought inside we stayed down on all his fakes, but he spins one shoulder, he fakes, he comes back the other shoulder, and then knocks down an 8-foot right-hand jump hook. And I'll go back. I want to say the first 3-4 possessions of the game, I really thought we played well defensively, and he hits a tough shot, and Hayes hits a tough shot, and there wasn't much more we could do. We don't have the size to really stop that. So he's a tremendous player. I love that he gets his offense within the system. He isn't forcing anything. If it's there, he takes it. If not, he moves the ball, and that's a credit to Coach Ryan. He just doesn't have guys that jack shots. He comes in, and they understand that they'll get their touches as long as they run what they're supposed to run.
Eric, before the game, I saw a bunch of your players, before they came out onto the floor, taking pictures with their phones and iPads and things like that. What does it mean for players from the Parksides, the Plattevilles, the Stevens Points, Eau Claires, because you guys have been rotating coming in here each year? What does it mean for those players to get a chance to play on the Kohl Center floor?
Like I said, I think it's one of those where, I know the last time we were here, that's 10 years ago, and I was a lot younger and a lot dumber. You don't appreciate it when it's happening necessarily. And so I'm glad our guys went out there and took pictures, and probably will tweet it and do all that stuff. But you have to appreciate the moment. We don't get opportunities like this, and the better our program's got, the lot fewer calls I've got from Division I's for exhibition games. So when we get an opportunity like this, probably 4 or 5 years ago, it drove me nuts. I mean, before the game, my son's over there, and he's got his phone, and he's taking pictures. And I probably would have snapped at him, 5 years ago, and now I get that that's what they do, and they should. I mean, if I would ever had a chance to, as a player, to play in a situation like this, I would have, tried to soak in every moment of it as well, because, hopefully when we're in our NCAA tournament, if we can get there, and the Badgers are in theirs, we can, kind of look around and go, remember that exhibition game when we only lost by 5? We really played well that night, and that's the story we'll tell everybody.